he was feeling guilty about something that he was thinking about. Okay. And I ended up, he was feeling guilty because he thought he was going to hurt people. Right. He felt bad because he was thinking, I could hurt someone if I wanted. And then he was like, why am I thinking that? I feel terrible. Like, I don't want to be thinking that. And I got hold of him. And it really kind of consumed him, where he was completely exhausted. When he got to me, he was exhausted. And I said, so what's the problem? He says, I keep thinking like I could just drive along and knock somebody down. I don't want to do that. I'd never hurt anybody. And this guy was genuine, and he genuinely didn't want to do anything like that. And I said, okay, so what happens? You think about, like, you could drive along and knock someone down with your car. How do you feel about that if you did? And he says, I feel terrible. And I was like, good. What's the problem? And he goes, well, I just feel terrible. Like, I'm thinking about this stuff. And I said, yeah, you're thinking about knocking somebody down, or you could hurt somebody. But how would you feel if you did? I'd feel absolutely terrible. And I said, that's great. What's the problem? And it took him a while to kind of click with him. And he goes, well, I don't want to be feeling bad. And I said, well, if you weren't feeling bad, I'd be concerned, because you should be feeling guilty if you're thinking about knocking somebody down with your car. Isn't that a good thing that you feel guilty? Because what would happen if you didn't feel guilty? How would you feel? What would happen then? He says, oh, no, that wouldn't be good. Because if you're feeling good about knocking people down, then I'd have a problem. If you're feeling nothing about knocking people down, then I'd have a problem. Or you'd have a problem. But the fact that you're feeling guilty is good, right? He goes, yeah, I never thought of it like that. And then I just interrupted the whole thing and collapsed it right there and then. I said, how good does it feel to be able to feel bad long enough, make the right decision, not to hurt anybody? And in that moment, that new information was in the process. I see it kind of like a loop, you know, thinking and feeling and thinking, and I just throw a spanner in there. And once it's in there, it goes in, and the mind can never process it the same way again, because it interrupts the loop. And at that moment, he felt like he couldn't get back into it. But I could see there was something still there.